You're being positioned. The enemy tried to take your mind, your peace, your confidence, and yet you're still here. That's supernatural. That's not just resilience, that's divine resilience. That's the kind of strength you don't manufacture, it's the kind God breathes into you. And that strength is inside you right now. You're walking around thinking you're weak, but God sees a warrior. You think you're behind, but God says you're right on time. Your value is not measured by how fast you succeed, but by how faithfully you endure. This is not the end of your story. It's the setup for the comeback that will silence every doubt. The world teaches you to hustle, to grind, to prove your worth. But God, He teaches you to rest in His promise, to trust in His timing. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You're already approved by the highest authority. Stop chasing validation from those who can't see your vision. They didn't call you, so they can't cancel you. What God starts, He finishes. And if He has His hand on your life, who can stop you? No demon, no hater, no mistake can cancel the favor He placed over you. Walk like you're chosen. Speak like you're anointed. Move like you're covered. Because you are. There's power in your scars. Don't hide them. Your wounds are proof that you've battled hell and survived. They're not ugly. They're evidence of healing. Somebody needs your story. Someone is waiting to hear how you made it through. Don't downplay your past. God doesn't waste pain. He uses it. Your mess becomes your message. Your test becomes your testimony. But you can't speak from wounds you refuse to confront. Let God use all of it. The good, the bad, the broken. There's purpose in every piece. Your past does not disqualify you, it prepares you. And the more broken you were, the more beautiful the restoration. If you only remember one thing today, let it be this. You are not walking through life alone. God's hand is on you even when your hands are shaking, even when your faith feels small, even when everything around you says give up. He still whispers, I'm here. And if God is for you, who can be against you? Don't let your current chapter fool you. It's not your whole book. God isn't finished yet. There are pages still unwritten, victory still ahead, peace still coming. So don't stop now. Don't give in to fear. Don't bow to doubt. Lift your head. Straighten your back. Walk in purpose. Because God's hand is on you. Have you ever wondered why you didn't break when you had every reason to? Why the darkness surrounded you, but somehow the light still found its way in? That's not luck. That's not coincidence. That's God's hand preserving you through seasons designed to destroy you. He didn't let it happen because He saw what was ahead. He saw the calling. He saw the influence. He saw the lives you'd touch, the chains you'd break, the fire you'd carry. And He said, no, not this one. This one is mine. You think your survival was random? No, it was strategic. God intervened when you didn't even know you needed rescuing. That's love. People often ask, why me, God? Why did I have to go through all of this? But maybe the real question is, why not you? Who else could survive that kind of pain and still rise? Who else could carry that kind of fire without burning out? You were chosen for the hard road because you were built for it. You were equipped for it. Every trial you faced gave you spiritual muscle. Every heartbreak toughened your skin. And every time you thought you were breaking, you were actually building something deeper, something divine. God saw what you couldn't. He knew the weight of your purpose required the weight of your process. You weren't born to blend in. You weren't created to live comfortably inside the lines others drew for you. You were set apart. That's why your path looks different. That's why it's harder. That's why it feels lonely sometimes. But don't confuse separation with rejection. When God sets you apart, it's not punishment, it's protection. He's not trying to isolate you to hurt you. He's removing distractions to heal you, to mold you. The people who left, let them go. The opportunities that vanished, let them be. If it was yours, God would have kept it. What's for you won't need chasing. It'll come wrapped in peace and stamped with favor. There were times you gave your all to people who gave you nothing in return. And now you wonder, did I waste my love, my loyalty, my kindness? No, you didn't. What you gave came from a pure place. God saw that. He honors hearts like yours. Yes, they took advantage. Yes, they misunderstood you, but their actions don't erase your value. Their inability to love you doesn't make you unlovable. What they mishandled, God will multiply. He restores what others ruin. So stop mourning what you lost. It had to go so God could bring what will grow. The pain was real, but so is the promise. Sometimes God has to strip you of everything you relied on so you can finally rely on Him. That's not cruelty, it's clarity. It's divine alignment. When your strength failed and your plans collapsed, you weren't being punished. You were being redirected. You were being reminded that the source of your power isn't in people or titles or money. It's in God. And when you build on him, you build something eternal, something unshakable. That's why the shaking came, to show you where your real foundation lies. The storm exposed what was temporary, so your soul could grab hold of what's permanent. You thought that breakdown would end you, didn't you? But it didn't. In fact, something inside you came alive. You learned to pray deeper. You learned to stand firmer. You discovered strength you didn't even know existed. That wasn't the end. It was a rebirth. God allowed that moment not to destroy you, but to deliver you from what was small, toxic, and limiting. Now look at you. You've grown, matured, evolved. That pain birthed wisdom. That struggle built your faith. And now you're not just surviving. You're shifting atmospheres. You're walking in rooms with authority. That's not pride. That's purpose. You've got to stop judging your worth by who claps for you. Most people clap when it's convenient. He was with you even when you were crawling. Even when you didn't have the words to pray, he listened to your tears. Even when all you could do was survive the day, he still saw you as victorious. That's love like no other. So don't let the silence of people make you question the presence of God. He's never been absent. He's just been building you in secret. And what he builds in secret, he reveals in glory. Your season of hiddenness is ending. And when you step out, it will be undeniable that God's hand is on you. I know you feel tired. I know you wonder how much longer. But here's what I need you to remember. Fatigue is not failure. Just because you're weary doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've been fighting long and hard. And guess what? God sees it. He's not distant. He's not silent. He's preparing rest for your soul. Restoration is coming. That fire you lost, he's about to reignite it. That joy that feels far away, it's closer than you think. But hold on. Don't give up right before the breakthrough. The pressure means the promise is near. The attack intensified because the enemy knows you're almost there. If you only knew how close you are to the turnaround, you'd stop doubting yourself so much. You'd stop settling for less. You'd stop begging for crumbs when God wants to give you a feast. The delay is not the denial, it's divine timing. He's aligning things behind the scenes. You don't see it, but heaven is moving. You've cried enough. You've waited enough. Now is the season to believe again. Dream again. Trust again. Don't let past pain rob you of future blessings. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. God's hand is still on you. When he opens the door, no man can shut it. Let this be the moment you shift your perspective. You are not cursed. You are called. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. What you lost didn't break you. It made space for better. And the same God who got you through last time, he's not done with you yet. He's still writing your story. He's still fighting your battles. He's still working all things together for good. Don't you see? You are covered. You are chosen. You are loved beyond reason. That's not just inspiration. It's divine truth. So straighten your crown. Wipe your tears. Take a breath. Stand tall, because God's hand is on you, and he's not letting go. There's a reason the enemy has tried so hard to break you. He knows something you keep forgetting. You're dangerous when you walk in your calling. When you stand in your full power, with God's hand on your life, you become a weapon. Not of destruction, but of transformation. You carry light in dark places. You carry peace into chaos. Your very existence threatens the chains that hold others. So of course the battles have been brutal. Of course, the warfare's been intense. But hear me. You are not under attack because you're weak, but because you're loaded with destiny. That's why it's been hard. That's why life hit you where it hurt most. But even that pain was part of the purpose. You've been questioning yourself too much. Am I even good enough? Did I hear God wrong? Maybe I'm not chosen after all. Stop it. That's the enemy whispering lies into your spirit, hoping you'll sit down when God told you to stand up. You didn't imagine your calling. You didn't mishear your assignment. You didn't disqualify yourself. What you carry is real, and what's inside you is greater than what's around you. So stop shrinking. Stop hiding your fire to make others comfortable. You weren't born to play small. You were born to shine. And when you finally believe it, everything changes. God doesn't anoint the perfect. He anoints the willing. So even with your flaws, your doubts, your struggles, he still chose you. Isn't that wild? While others picked favorites based on talent or looks or status, God looked into your heart. He saw your brokenness and still said, that one's mine. He saw your past and still said, I'll use it. What the world discards, God delivers. That means you're not behind. You're not unworthy. You're not forgotten. You are handpicked by heaven. And if God put his hand on you, he will equip you. He will guide you. He will defend you. You don't have to force it. Just follow him. You want to know why the door didn't open when you prayed so hard for it? Because sometimes God is more interested in your development than your destination. If he gave you the blessing too soon, you'd self-destruct. You'd mishandle it. So he waits, not to punish, but to prepare. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels like rejection. But God's no is often his best protection. So next time something falls apart, ask yourself, was it rejection or was it redirection? Trust that if it left, it wasn't meant for your next. You're not losing, you're being led. The enemy wanted you to think this was the end. He wanted you to confuse delay with defeat. But he's a liar. Every moment you kept going when you had nothing left. God took note. Every silent cry, every silent sacrifice. He saw it all. And now comes the shift. Now comes the elevation. You didn't endure all that for nothing. God doesn't waste suffering. He turns pain into power. He turns wounds into wisdom. And he uses broken people to build unbreakable legacies. That's your story. That's your truth. You didn't survive to stay silent. You survived to shine, and shine you will. You don't need everyone to understand your journey. You just need to obey the one who gave you the map. Too often we wait for confirmation from people who are never called to our path. Stop that. Stop letting unqualified opinions drown out divine instruction. If God said move, move. If he said let go, let go. Your obedience is the trigger to your next breakthrough. Don't let fear of judgment cost you your destiny. They don't have to agree. They don't have to clap. Just make sure you walk where he leads, because where his hand guides, his grace provides. Every time you've cried in silence for too long, you've carried burdens that weren't yours. You've put on a strong face when inside you were breaking, and yet you didn't quit. You didn't curse God. You didn't lose your heart. That kind of strength, it's not natural. It's supernatural. It's proof that God is with you, and now it's your time. Time to heal, time to rise, time to walk without apology. You've poured into others. Now it's time to pour into yourself. You've held space for everyone. Now let God hold you. Let him rebuild you. He's not angry. He's not distant. He's not distant. He's waiting with arms wide open. When people walked away, you thought it was over. But what if it was the beginning? What if their departure was the blessing? Some people were only assigned to your old season. If they stayed, they would have spoiled the next one. Trust the pruning process. God removes to make room. He subtracts to multiply. And yes, the loneliness stings. Yes, the silence hurts. But something greater is forming. Something sacred, something stronger. You're not empty. You're being cleared for overflow. Get ready. Because what's coming will make you forget what left. God's replacements are always greater. You've got gifts you haven't even unwrapped yet. Potential you haven't even tapped into. Don't let temporary pain cause you to permanently give up. Your calling still stands. God didn't change his mind about you. He didn't cancel the promise. You did mess up. Okay, and he knew you would. His grace accounted for every failure. So stop disqualifying yourself from something he already qualified you for. Step into it. Own it. You've got authority. You've got oil. Heaven backs you. So speak like it. Move like it. Live like it. God's hand is still on you. And it's time the world saw it too. You were never meant to walk this road in your own strength. God wants to carry some of that weight. Let him. You're not being weak. You're being wise. Rest isn't quitting. Surrender isn't failure, it's strategy. It's where the real power is. So stop trying to do it all. Let the Holy Spirit guide you. Let peace be your pace. Let joy be your fuel. Let grace be your shield. You're not meant to just survive. You're called to thrive. And you will. One step at a time, one day at a time. Just keep showing up. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Because God's hand is on you, and that changes everything. There comes a moment in every believer's life where God forces you to stop relying on what you can see and start trusting what you cannot explain. That's the test. That's the stretch. That's the stretch. Faith doesn't bloom in comfort. It grows in chaos. When the bills stack high, when the doors slam shut, when the ones you trusted walk away, that's when your faith finds its voice. That's when you learn to whisper, God, I don't understand this, but I trust you anyway. It's not weakness to question. It's strength to surrender. You're not lost. You're just walking through the valley before the mountaintop shows itself, and he's with you in both. You think those sleepless nights were wasted? You think all those breakdowns were meaningless? No, my friend. Every tear watered your next season. Every why was heard. Every moment you screamed in silence, he was there. That's what people don't see. They see the smile, the comeback, the glow up, but they don't know the crushing that came before the crown. You paid in pain. You grew through grief. You sacrificed silently. But God was watching the whole time, and what you did in secret, he's about to reward in public. This season will be proof. You were never alone. Let's be honest. There were moments you hated yourself for not being stronger. You called yourself weak because you cried. You thought breaking meant failure. But here's the truth. Breaking is part of the blessing. When God breaks you, it's never to destroy. It's to rebuild. Just like a surgeon cuts before he heals, God breaks pride, fear, insecurity, and everything that stands between you and destiny. So yes, you broke, but you broke into something greater. You were shattered to be reshaped, and now you're not the same. You're wiser, stronger, softer in heart, but sharper in spirit. Ever noticed how certain battles never made sense until years later? That relationship you begged God to save, but now you thank Him for ending it. That job you lost, but it led you to your real purpose. That season of loneliness, but it taught you how to love yourself. Nothing is random in God's hands. Even the messiest seasons become masterpieces when He's involved. So stop cursing your past. Stop regretting the detours. It all had to happen. Without the pain, you wouldn't have the power. Without the setbacks, you wouldn't have the story. You are who you are because of what tried to break you, but failed. This world praises overnight success, but God's process is different. He builds in seasons. He develops in obscurity. He refines in fire. That's why you feel delayed. That's why it seems like others are getting ahead. But don't compare your chapter 2 to their chapter 20. You don't know what they had to lose to get there. You don't know if their foundation is even real. But yours? It's being built by the hands of the Almighty. So let them rush. Let them flex. You stay grounded, you stay faithful, because when God raises you up, it lasts. It's protected, it's blessed, and it will not come with sorrow. You've been too afraid of being misunderstood, too scared of being judged. So you shrink, you silence your truth, you water down your fire. But not anymore. This is your season to speak up, to walk boldly, to unapologetically be who God called you to be. You weren't made to fit in, you weren't made to stay small. You carry answers, you carry light, you carry deliverance. And while some won't get it, the right ones will. Stop looking for validation where God already gave confirmation. You don't need their approval. You have His anointing. And when God says go, you better run. There's power in your scars. Don't hide them. Don't be ashamed of your story. Your wounds are proof you survived what was sent to destroy you. They're evidence of grace, of resurrection, of a God who doesn't let anything go to waste. Someone out there is waiting on your testimony to unlock their healing. So tell it. Tell the truth. Show the pain, but also show the healing. Because your honesty will be someone else's freedom. Don't polish the story, share it raw, because real recognizes real. And people are tired of fake perfection. They're hungry for hope. Your voice can feed that hunger. You've walked through hell with a smile just to keep others from worrying. But now it's your turn to be poured into. Let God restore you. Let Him fill every empty space. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to be everyone's hero. God didn't create you to run on fumes. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to feel. You're allowed to receive. Grace doesn't just cover your sin. It also covers your exhaustion. And when you're tired, He says, come to me. He won't scold you. He'll strengthen you. He won't guilt you. He'll guide you. You don't earn His love. You already have it. Stop saying you're waiting on God when truthfully, He's waiting on you. Waiting on you to believe again, to move again, to trust again. Faith without action is dead. You can't say, God use me while hiding from every opportunity. This is the season to stretch, to risk, to leap, to leap. What if your miracle is on the other side of movement? What if the door opens after you knock? Stop overthinking it. God never required perfection, just obedience. Just a yes, that's it. Say yes even if your voice shakes. Say yes even if the path scares you. Just say yes and watch heaven respond. What if I told you that everything you've been through was leading to this moment? That all the pain, all the setbacks, all the silent seasons were divine preparation. You're not behind. You're not cursed. You're not forgotten. You are positioned. And soon God is going to make sense of everything that tried to take you out. The fog is lifting. The purpose is rising. And when it all aligns, you'll cry. Not from pain, but from peace, because deep down you'll know it was worth it. It was all worth it. God's hand was never off you. Even in the dark, He was writing light into your story. You're standing at the edge of everything you prayed for, but fear wants you to step back. Don't. Not now. Not after everything you've endured. This is the part where faith has to be louder than fear. You didn't come this far to shrink. You didn't fight those demons to return to your cage. This is your breakout season. This is the part where destiny shouts louder than doubt. You've cried for this, bled for this, lost for this. And now that it's here, you're going to rise and claim it. Not in your name, but in His. Because when God puts His hand on you, He puts heaven's force behind your feet. So move. You've got a fire in you that hell couldn't quench. You've got resilience in your bones that life couldn't steal. The fact you're still breathing is proof that God still has a purpose for you. You've got unfinished business. There's territory to claim, souls to reach, battles to win, and stories to rewrite. You are not just a survivor, you're a weapon forged in the fire of adversity. You were built for this. Made for this, called for this. The enemy tried to bury you, but he didn't realize you were a seed, and now you're about to bloom in places they swore you'd die in. That's the power of God's hand. God didn't just save you to keep you safe. He saved you to send you. There's a difference. Safe people sit, sent people go. Safe people stay quiet, sent people shake systems. You're not just chosen to be healed. You're chosen to bring healing. You've seen darkness, now bring light. You've known struggle, now bring strength. You've tasted loss, now bring hope. Stop asking for a stage and start using the street in front of you. Ministry isn't just pulpits. It's your pain turned into purpose. It's your story used as a lifeline. God doesn't need perfect vessels. He uses the cracked ones where his light shines through. You've spent too long waiting for people to clap before you moved. But destiny doesn't wait for applause. You have to move even when no one believes. Even when no one understands. Even when you feel alone. Why? Because obedience to God is greater than validation from man. If Noah waited for fans, the flood would have drowned them all. If David waited for approval, Goliath would still be taunting. You're not crazy. You're called. Stop doubting what God whispered just because others didn't hear it. You don't need their yes. God already gave you his. Walk like it. Speak like it. Own it. You've seen too much to stay silent. You've experienced too much to keep it private. It's time to testify. Not because you want to impress people, but because somebody else needs to know it's possible. Someone out there is where you were and they don't see a way out. But your story, it could be their ladder. Your honesty could be their hope. Don't rob the world of the light you fought so hard to find. Don't play small when your scars carry sermons. You're not just a miracle, you're a messenger. And your voice carries heaven's echo. Use it, speak, heal. Shake the atmosphere. Some days you won't feel strong. Some days you'll wake up and wonder if the storm will ever end. But that's okay. Strength isn't never breaking. It's choosing to get up after you break. It's praying while bleeding. It's trusting while trembling. That's what real faith looks like. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's a whisper. God, I need you. And he hears that. He moves through that. Don't let Instagram fool you. Real strength is messy, raw, imperfect, but holy. Your weakest days are still covered in his glory. And that's why you're going to make it. Because his hand holds you, even when yours shake. You are the answer to someone's prayer. Yes, you. You're the mentor someone needs, the voice someone's waiting for, the love someone's never felt. You keep thinking, who am I to be used by God? But the better question is, who are you not to be? He chose you for a reason. Every flaw, every failure, every fear, it's all part of the package. He'll use it all, so stop disqualifying yourself. You don't have to be ready. You just have to be available. God qualifies the called. He supplies for the surrendered, and he elevates the obedient. Say yes, and let your life preach louder than your mouth. You thought the pain broke you, but what if it built you? What if the loss was actually liberation? What if the storm was a shortcut? God never wastes a wound. He molds you through the fire. That's why you look different now. You love deeper. You discern faster. You forgive quicker. That's not just growth. That's grace. That's transformation. You're not who you used to be, and you'll never go back. Not because you're arrogant, but because God's hand moved you forward. And when God moves you, no one can reverse it. So walk with your head high. You are marked, you are molded, you are called. Your assignment isn't over. Your story isn't finished. The best chapters haven't even been written yet. So don't settle. Don't stop. Don't shrink. Keep pressing. Keep believing. Keep becoming. Yes, life gets hard. Yes, people disappoint. Yes, the waiting hurts. But God is still writing. He's still building. And when it's all said and done, you'll look back and say, it had to happen that way. What nearly destroyed you will be the testimony that defines you. You're not behind. You're exactly where heaven needs you to be. And the next move, it's going to shock everyone, including you. So stand up, dry your tears, square your shoulders, and speak this over your life. God's hand is on me. I am not forgotten. I am not forsaken. I am chosen. I am called. I am covered. I am not done. Say it until you believe it. Say it until hell gets nervous. Because it's true. You've been through too much to go back now. Haven't invested too much to let you fail. You are a walking miracle, a living testimony, a divine appointment. And no matter what comes next, remember this. You didn't choose him first. He chose you, and if his hand is on you, nothing. And no one can stop what's coming next.